It's November 2025, and the scales of karma are finally balancing. November is the 11th month. We have 1-1 harmony, balance coming together finally. I'm sure I don't need to tell you, it has been a highly transformative year. Quite possibly the most transformative year you or any of us has ever experienced in our lifetimes up until this point. And now, as we reach the end of this year, November moving forward, you're going to start to see some of the results of all of that hard work, all of that purging, all of that release, that transformation energy. But first, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Hannah, and I empower you to empower yourself. And today I'm going to be doing that by familiarizing you with what to expect in November 2025, and also hopefully shining some light on guidance on how you may work with these energies in the most empowered way possible, because it is so important at this time and just moving forward as we continue to ascend, to remain in your sovereignty, to not fall back to those lower vibrations, to not get sucked into that, to not get sucked into the victim mindset, which is so prevalent on the planet always, and especially right now. But if you're watching this, that is not by chance. You are ready to anchor that sovereignty in. I can feel it, you can feel it. So let's dive right in. Point number 1, the scales are balancing. As I said at the beginning of the video, that is the title for this month. That is the main energy for this month, as I have intuited it in any case. And so this intensity that we've been experiencing really all year, and for many years now, but really amped up this year, it's not gonna stop anytime soon. I'm gonna be completely frank with you. It's not gonna stop. The intensity is gonna continue, of course. However, what you should be noticing this month and then moving forward, as you're starting to master that intensity, you're starting to master that chaos, like a surfer riding the wave. You're starting to ride the wave instead of like someone that's just learning to surf, when they're just constantly wiping out, getting pulled under the water, almost drowning maybe even. You are like a professional surfer level now, okay? You and these ascension energies, they're starting to be your friend rather than your foe. And you're starting to tap into that. And so for those of you who have reached this point, who have been doing the work, have been looking at themselves relentlessly, ruthlessly, and releasing, purging, setting intentions, taking consistent action, getting out of your comfort zone again and again and again. For those of you, this is a month where you're going to start to see balance. Let's just exhale, exhale, sigh of relief. Balance is coming in. So for a very, very long time, I mean, not even just in this lifetime, but many lifetimes, many lifetimes, the scales have been very imbalanced. It's been weighed in favor of the darkness, of lower vibrational energies. So it's been very challenging to experience positive, high vibrational energies for long periods of time. So of course, there's always positive. You can never snuff it out. There's always that light. There's always positive experiences. But probably what you've experienced, what we've all experienced, is that mostly there has been challenge. Mostly there has been struggle, loss, pain. And there have been maybe a few moments in between where there has been beauty, and there has been love, and there has been peace. But it's been very, very imbalanced. And now the scales are balancing, because this is karmic law. This is literally like the physics of the universe. They have to balance out. And they've been out of balance for so long, the time has started for them to start rebalancing again. So that means you're going to start to see more positive things. You're going to start to experience more positive things to start balancing the negative things, the challenging things, the things that you're struggling with. So those things, those are still going to be here for now. They're very crucial actually to ascension, to kind of like be purged, to be felt, to be experienced. But rest assured that there will be more balance from this month onward. If you've been doing this work, you will be experiencing more and more positivity to outweigh that negativity. So another big theme of this month, point number 2, is channeling inner abundance, the abundance within rather than the abundance without. So what this means is that this is a month where there's a lot of abundance on offer for you, whether it may be in your living situation, in your finances, in your creativity, in your relationships, your health, etc., etc., etc. There is more opportunity than ever before to channel, to embody that stream, that flow of abundance. However, caveat, the point was inner abundance over outer abundance. So this month, you may not necessarily be seeing the outer abundance that you have called in and that you are calling in. Maybe it'll come in, little doses, but it might not be exactly what you expect. It might be a bit disappointing. But, my friend, there's a reason to this madness. It is to help you cultivate that inner abundance. Know that you are always connected to abundance. It is literally your birthright. It is literally who you are. Nothing can take that away from you. Of course, through many, many lifetimes of conditioning, of brainwashing, this false matrix has convinced us that we are separate from abundance. It's something we have to suffer for, that we have to give up our life force for. And now we're realizing that that doesn't have to be the case, right? We're realizing that even if the external doesn't look the way you want it to right away, you're good. You are always taken care of. Things are always working out. Best case scenario for you. You may not be able to see it from your vantage point, but you can trust, you can surrender that you are held through the process. And so that is what this month is also all about. It's really, really cultivating that inner abundance. And know that it is this very thing that's going to allow you to stay in that pro surfer energy as we continue to ride bigger and bigger ascension tidal waves, okay? Because when you know that you are always connected to the flow of abundance, suddenly the world out there and the drama that's happening and the politics, it's not so scary because you know that you are good. Now, if this is something that you are finding to be a struggle, I invite you to join me and fellow light workers, light bringers, light beings on this path in the Quantum Abundance Accelerator. This is a series of 5 workshops this time that I'm doing, and they are all completely free. And they are designed to help you do exactly this, to attune to that flow of abundance, that stream, that energy of abundance, and anchor it in. And again, it is absolutely free, so I don't want any excuses from y'all. I don't want any excuses. It's absolutely free. You have no excuse. Even if you can't attend live, there will be recordings as well. So there are literally no excuses if this is something that you would like to take seriously. If you are done with the poverty mindset, the lack consciousness, that feeling of separation, of struggle, of looping, always having to fighting for your existence, then please, by all means, join us in the Quantum Abundance Accelerator. This is my gift to you, my friends. We will be kicking off on 11/11, which I'm incredibly excited about how that worked out. Like, usually I like to do these on like Tuesdays, and this year, Tuesday is an 11/11 day. So yeah, I feel it's going to be extra supercharged. Would love to have you there. I'll leave a link in the description below. And you can also find it on my website, ownyourpowers.com, under courses, I believe. So flowing from that, point number 3 is the end of long-standing ancestral cycles, okay? And I see how each of these points, they just kind of flow effortlessly into the next. So the first was about the scales, balancing, more positivity coming in. Second was about abundance from within, manifesting. Third is the end of these long-standing ancestral cycles. And I feel for everyone to some degree, one, if not the main ancestral cycle that you are being called to break right now, is this very cycle of lack, of poverty. And you know what lack is and poverty is at the end of the day? It's separation, okay? It is feeling that you are separate. You've been abandoned, cut off from source. And that, friends, is a bunch of BS. It's a bunch of BS. That's the false matrix's BS for us that it wants us to believe. We are always connected. And so maybe you know that, and you have known that up here in the mental realm for many, many years, maybe your whole life. But embodying it, living it, sharing that frequency with others, that's a totally different story. And that's something that's going to start happening this month. We have the support of our ancestors at our backs. This past weekend was the weekend of Halloween, Samhain, and Day of the Dead. And I gotta say, my ancestors came through so strongly. And it was like they were all just placing their hands on me, sending me their love, sending me their energy as I go forward this month and I break these cycles once and for all. And I can tell you, if you're watching this, the very same is the case for you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be a match to this video, to this content. Your ancestors are with you, whether you're communicating with them or not, whether you're aware of them or not. And they've been waiting for you. You're the chosen one, if you want to put it that way. You were the one that was brave enough to say, it ends with me. And now you're going to start seeing actual manifestations of that. And you're going to feel, I want to, again, bring back the sovereignty, because people might hear that and like be waiting for the external to change to reflect back that frequency to them. No. That's not how things work anymore, friends. No one's going to save you. No one's going to bring you out of that victim energy except you. So what this looks like is you being like, no more. This is not going to do anymore. I am tired of being broke. I am tired of being homeless. I am tired of struggling with my health. I am tired of having toxic relationships, having no relationships. I'm tired of being alone, and I'm done. And it's like a declaration that you put out into the world. Rather than waiting for the world to save you, waiting for someone out there to save you, you decide it ends now. It ends now for me and for everyone in my ancestral line and for those in the collective who are a match to that experience. So point number 4 is feeling more energized and motivated than ever before. Basically, it's activation of your staying power, of your willpower. And essentially, it's horse energy. That's specifically what came through for me. It's like the energy of a horse. So you might be seeing horses this month as like a spirit animal. Know that this is a symbol of this energy of staying power. I literally was visited when I had this ceremony on Halloween by a unicorn. And I've rarely worked with the unicorns, but this unicorn came in and basically showed me how unicorns are ascended horses in a way. And it helped me heal some really powerful patterns. And so know that that's also, that unicorn energy is also on offer this month. It's the energy of healing, transcendental healing energy and staying power. And know that we are going into the year of the horse. When I got this point, I then realized, I was like, oh wait, next year it's going to be the year of the horse. This makes so much sense, right? So the year of the horse is actually my birth year. Like that's my zodiac in Chinese zodiac. You would think it's a dragon, right? But no, I'm a horse. And I can tell you, as someone who is a horse, you're the horse person, like this life force energy that is coming in this month, this will to live, as you could see, it's unshakable. This is like raw determination. It's like you can go through the most terrible things, but you know deep within you there's this fire. And you know that that fire cannot go out unless you're choosing for it to go out. You know that you're never going to fail unless you give up. And maybe you've been tired, you've been exhausted lately, just given the looping, right? This heavy, the bombardment of heavy energy. You might be feeling tired, like, oh, I want to give up. But all of a sudden, you may find this month that is gone. And if that's not like happening for you, choose for it to happen and invite in horse as a spirit animal to give you that staying power needed, and know that this energy, it's going to build and it's going to build and it's going to build as we move into the year of the horse, which begins, I believe, on February 17th, 2026. And this is going to be a very exciting year. The horse energy, I would also say, is quite earthy. It's quite grounded. So it's going to be a year where we're going to start to see the fruits of our labors in a really tangible way. After going through the destruction of the year of the dragon and the transformation of the year of the snake, now we continue this marathon empowered, and we get to ground those frequencies in the year of the horse. So point 5 for November 2025 is mastering collective chaos. So, also not going to lie to you, it's going to be an eventful month. It's going to be a very eventful month. And there could be some plot twists this month. And I'm speaking not just for your personal lives, more so for the collective. There's going to be some big things happening in the collective this month. However, the point, because this is own your powers, right? And I empower you to empower yourself. It's not about giving that power away to the collective and be like, oh, I'm scared. What else could happen? Oh my gosh, I don't want any drama. No, it's a sign, it's an emblem of your sovereignty here. Because as I was talking about earlier, you are becoming a master of this collective chaos. And that's going to become even more big of a theme this month. You're going to really get to see just how few fucks, shall we say, you give about what's happening out here. All the noise, all the distraction, because you found your center. You found that calm, that peace, that love within your heart, that abundance, that stream, that flow that will allow you to remain anchored, grounded as you navigate, as you surf the wave, if you will, of this ascension energy that's coming in. So just know externally, there could be a lot of chaos and drama and some things happening. But internally, if you're doing this work, you're going to feel kind of like a boss this month. Okay, point number 6, forgiveness. That's it. Single word, forgiveness. Forgiveness. Just feel that frequency. Forgiveness is not about permitting others to do hurtful actions. Forgiveness is about setting yourself free from those hurtful actions of others. And this month, forgiveness is going to be so important because likely this year in particular, maybe since, 2020 especially, but in this past year in particular, it's been so transformative. We all know, right? We all know it's been so freaking transformative. You've probably lost someone, something, many someones, many somethings. And there's still these little cords, that's the word, cords of resentment and just hurt. You probably suffered like some sort of betrayal, let's say, by at least one person, if not many, and you're feeling perhaps a bit abandoned. Some of that grief is gonna hit this month. It's another wave of grief coming. I don't get the sense it's gonna last very long. Again, especially if you're doing this work, it will move through you quite quickly. But there's another wave of grief pertaining specifically to those that have wronged you, those who have betrayed you. And the key here is forgiveness. Simple as that. Forgiveness. Forgive them. Know that forgiveness is a choice. Even if you don't feel that you're up for it, you can choose it. And you can choose it, and you can choose it, and you can choose it. And then eventually it will just become who you are and what you truly feel, rather than this game that you're pretending. Choose forgiveness this month. In these throes of grief and resentment that come up, the old hurts rising to the surface, choose forgiveness. The faster you can do that, the faster it's going to pass, the faster you're going to free yourself, my friend. And so good practice for this is Ho'oponopono. It's just this ancient Hawaiian practice where you repeat 4 mantras. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. That's it. You just keep saying those things over and over and again as you presence this person. You could even presence a past version of yourself. Probably that's also up for forgiveness right now, is like these past versions of yourself that you might be resenting, feeling guilty or shameful about. Just repeat those mantras over and over again until you feel something, you feel that release, you feel that forgiveness flowing through you, and know that that will discharge this negative charge, this negative cord between you and the other person, or you and that aspect of yourself. Point number 7, harmonizing feminine and masculine energies within and without. And I will say, I've just noticed now that so many of these points, they have to do with within and without. I can see now how Ascension is fully like anchoring in, grounding in, how what we do here is really starting to have an impact on what's happening out there. So know that, yeah, things are harmonizing, things are weaving together, and that's really exciting to see. But that, in any case, back to the point, masculine, feminine energies. I believe I brought this up last month for an energy update. This continues. November is a great month for this. Again, November is a balancer month, 1-1, balance. And so it's maybe going to come to the attention of some, if not most of you, that there's an imbalance in the feminine, masculine energies within yourself. So you may be looking within this month to find the balance that works right for you, and just honoring that, letting yourself have that balance, because so many out there will tell you that that balance that you have is wrong and that you can't do that for XYZ, whatever reason. And you're being called to really tune out those voices this month and to find the balance that works for you and stick to that and allow your inner world to harmonize. And know that in doing this, this creates self-love. This is how you love yourself, really, actually, truly. And as I said, within, without. We're going to be seeing externally this happening as well this month. Right now, there is this like battle, right, between the sexes, quite literally. And that is a reflection of this battle between feminine and masculine energy within ourselves. And no, just to be clear, feminine and masculine energy doesn't necessarily have any correlation to biology or gender. We all have feminine and masculine energy. It's like, I would describe it almost as like metaphysics. It's like the metaphysics of polarity. It just exists. So honor that you have both of these facets to yourself. Find that balance that works for you. And notice how externally, females will oftentimes become a symbol for the feminine energy. Males will oftentimes become a symbol for the masculine energy. And notice how that plays out externally this month, and use that as a mirror for your own shadow work to see where you could harmonize the feminine and masculine energies within yourself a little better and step into more self-love and self-acceptance, because this also is going to contribute to your pro surfer status, okay? So flowing from that, we have point number 8, mega dragons, mega dragons, more mega dragons. So I say flowing from point number 7 because I have been getting like some energy, just very brief little glimpses of energy into the next two, not one, but two mega dragons that will be waking up. And I sense that they are very linked to each other. Whereas each of the three that have woken up so far, they all kind of have their separate role, their separate energy. The next two that are going to wake up, I get a sense that they're interplaying yin-yang, playing off of each other. And so likely one of these might be more of a masculine energy and one might be more of a feminine energy. And I get the sense they might wake up at the same time. That could be a very possible thing, or if not, in very quick succession. But I sense that there's, these next two are very much a representation of exactly point 7, the feminine, masculine war within and without. And their awakening, when they're both fully awake, just feel the release. Feel the relief. So I feel like once these two are fully awake, it's going to be possible now, where it literally was not before, for divine unions to come in the physical, to anchor in. I get this sense that it's like these two are very much linked to that energy, and they've kind of been guarding it in a way. It just wasn't possible to have these frequencies on Earth until they are awakened, and they're like creating the container for those experiences, if that makes sense. I hope this makes sense. It's very channeled. I feel like I have chills all over the place. I don't know what it means exactly myself, but I'm channeling it. We'll see how this manifests. But yeah, I get a sense if you've been struggling on your own journey for this divine union, this could be a part of that. It could be, this is part of the divine timing. Like it literally wasn't possible for you to get in that physical union before this time, whenever they're both awake. Okay. And know that too, what I mean by divine union here, it's like, even if you are, let's say, in a physical, like actual relationship or marriage with your twin flame, it's still not divine union to the level, to the vibration that I'm talking about here, that I'm picking up on here. The level of harmony and like relationship resonance that I'm feeling with these energies is something completely unprecedented on Earth. Like we literally haven't experienced this on Earth before. And so if you are like physically already with a twin flame, let's say, and you're with a partner, that relationship might then evolve when these dragons are awake and start to evolve into that divine union template. And for others, they're going to call in someone that embodies that divine union template. So that said, if this is really exciting to you, we are working with these divine union templates in my private community, the House of the Spirit Dragon, this month. So this is going to be our focus for November. It feels really powerful. I can't quite put my finger on why just yet, but it feels very important, very powerful. So if this is something that really speaks to you, this is calling to you, join us for the house this month. It's going to be a very, very harmonizing, healing, powerful experience. And so also on these mega dragons is, I guess for funsies' sake, it's not important, but just for funsies, I'm throwing this out there, like the colors that I've kind of been picking up for these dragons. I sense like black and like purple and like gray, almost maybe even silver a little bit. But yeah, those are kind of the colors that I'm getting. So I'm curious to see how they factor into these two mega dragons once they're fully awake. But that said, I wouldn't recommend trying to connect with these mega dragons right now. They're not like awake, really. They're not really awake yet. It's just, they're slowly getting close to being awake. So yeah, don't necessarily poke at them. Let sleeping dragons lie until they're fully awake, which of course I'll talk about when that happens. And so finally, point number 9 is simply just a continuation of all the points I discussed in this video here. And in this video up here, I very much talk about masculine and feminine energies, and I talk about abundance, and I talk about dragons and the mega dragons and stuff. All of these things, they're all coming together for this beautiful orchestra, this beautiful divine ascension symphony, shall we say. And so if you want even more information about November, check out this October, latter half of October energy update video, and that will give you even more information. In any case, friends, I hope that made sense. I hope that resonated. Let me know if you have any questions, concerns, comments on that. Know that anytime you engage with this content, it allows more people to receive this information. So me and the dragons love you forever. If you can do that for us, and of course we're loving you forever anyways, my friend. And one more shout out to Quantum Abundance Accelerator. It is gonna be a party. It is gonna be a party. I would absolutely love to have you there, to vibe with you there, to feel your energy. Know that even if you feel like you don't need more abundance, which I don't know anyone that would actually say they don't need any more abundance in their life, but even if you do, just come just to vibe, because it's like such a party. Every single time I host one of these, we develop such a strong community with each other. It's such a strong field, and it really feels like new earth frequencies that we start to soak in and ground and anchor. It's just so much fun. And so I would love to have you there if you can. I recommend attending live if you can. It's much more powerful live, but of course there's going to be recordings even if you can't attend live. So would love to have you there. Description for that sign up link. In any case, my friends, much love to you on your journey, and stay powerful.